Happy Women's Day, my lovely audience. Happy Women's Week. Happy Women's Month. It's an exciting month, right? Welcome to the channel. Belinda is my name, and this month is a very great month. We're celebrating women, women of great character, women of influence, women of impact in our community, women who are strong and they're courageous and they stand for who they are. Live and learn. I'm so passionate about people growing in their faith. That's what I really post on this channel every Tuesday. But beyond that, I'm so passionate about women, who they are, restoring their dignity, encouraging them, linking and encouraging them, see them swing for the bleachers and grow their full potential in society. Their influence in society is very visible. All of us have been raised up by a woman, or we have been influenced by a woman. We have had women, different women in our lives who have impacted our lives. And yeah, also we are celebrating those various women in our society. And last week we were so privileged to host one of those women, a very special woman. She talks about identity. If you didn't catch that video, please go and catch it. It's a very encouraging message. And then today we are so privileged again to host another special person in my life. I've known her for quite some time. She's the most confident woman I've met. Honestly, she is so confident. She's a very beautiful young lady. She's a petroleum engineer. She is a radio presenter. She is a leader, and above all, she's so confident. Her confidence, I learned something from her. She's going to take us on a journey of how to build our confidence, how to use the tool of confidence, and what it is for us as women being confident. What does it really mean for us to be that confident? And yeah, so I'm so excited. I want to have her introduce herself more to the audience.
I'm Margie Faith Mubeez. As she said, I think she a little exaggerated my intro, but it feels good. I am just finalizing my bachelor's from Makere. I'll be graduating. I won the Proverbs the apprenticeship program, so you'll be hearing me on the webs anytime soon as well. I love leadership, like you said. I love leadership. I think I enjoy the concept of guiding people and helping them achieve the best, you know. I'm a young person. I don't have like a lot of leadership experience, but I think I like the concept, and I'm very intentional with where leadership takes me. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much, Maggie, for taking on the opportunity and allowing us to have you here in the Simply Life and Truth space.
Okay.
Where actually we're greatly honored to have you here.
Privilege is mine too.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so Maggie, we have been going through this period where we have been going through the COVID-19 and everything, the way it has affected us as a country, even us as students, has greatly affected us. Yeah, so I'd like you to share with the audience, how has this COVID-19 pandemic affected you as a person? Yes.
COVID-19 times have affected everyone at certain levels.
Yes.
Some say it's more positive, others more negative, but still, I think we've all registered some positives and some negatives.
Yeah.
For me, on the downside, it affected my education. I should have graduated by now.
Yes.
But just awaiting graduation. So that's a pause.
Okay.
And clearly, if you're taking your time to get your graduation transcript, opportunities are somehow passing you by, you'd imagine. So it has affected me in that way. But I think count the blessings of the pandemic more.
Okay.
It allowed me to, one, have family time with my family. I had never had a time, especially if you join campus, you're probably either working on internship or what, and then here you are, your parents at home, mommy's at home, dad is at home, all the siblings are at home. I enjoyed the family time. We had never fasted as a family. And now here you are, all of you fasting. We had never, really had intentional family time and with God as well. But also had intentional family time with each other, watching movies together, everyone in the room. That had not happened before. It used to happen when we were younger, but now when people grow, things change. So I appreciated the family time. But as a family, we're also able to do more investments as a family. We're able to take on projects, and because we're all around, it becomes easy to supervise and work on this and work on that. So our family finances, God bless them, through the pandemic. So it also allowed me to get into my creative space and do more YouTube, more videos. I never gotten that much time to do all that. And actually still, when school started, somehow it got a lot over my head. I couldn't keep up. So, but the pandemic, yes, so that I got a chance to participate in many projects. Okay, if you know me, you probably know I'm always up and down with something. But now imagine when I actually have time to be up and down on one of the things, the projects which stands out for me was the Shout for COVID project. This particular project won a world record mark, like Guinness World Record.
Wow.
Guys, I have a Guinness World Record stamp on my certificate with my name on it, endorsed by US Department of State, UNDP, what. So for me, and it was clearly a COVID project. That means without COVID, I would never have had a chance to be on such a project. So COVID came with good news for me as well. I participated in so many competitions. Some I won, some I was there. But for me, it gave me a chance to do things that have impacted me at different levels, physically, both emotionally, spiritually. So I guess I have a lot to be thankful to God for the COVID-19 time.
Personally, on my side, COVID-19 gave me that ability and time to pause, because I could tell you every time I'll be like, I'm busy, because school literally takes my whole
busy, right?
like school takes my whole time and everything. So it gave me a pause and to actually realize what's really important in life. I got time to spend with my mom, my sister. Like, it was really a beautiful time, like, to connect with family.
Because actually, if you didn't use COVID-19 time to connect with family, I think you are at a loss.
Anyway, so I got that opportunity, and it also helped me realize that actually, in the financial part, I realized that I can live on half
the budget.
Half the budget. Like, I usually use, like, I learned that I can actually live on half the budget, which was quite eye-opening. I'm like, okay, so I can actually carry on that principle after. Like, it actually helped me, and it helped me like realize, okay, what can I do besides school? What can I do to give back and everything? So it gave me that pause that actually rearranged my whole life, like everything. And of course it has the downfalls.
Without a doubt. You can't eliminate that. We've lost relatives, we've lost loved ones.
Yes, and also people have lost jobs, incomes have been cut.
Sure.
And it's all that adjustment stage, like this is what we have around us, and now how can we get better? How can we pass it? How can we use the most out of it? We have had there's so many projects we've been taking part of. Wow, it's really amazing. Yeah, especially that one, the one that has won the Guinness World Record. Wow. So, and you're even a student, you've been a full-time student, and you've been in leadership and doing all these things. I wonder where you get such confidence. Confidence is a very key quality for someone to stand up and believe in it, so they can actually do something. So, Maggie, where do you get all this confidence?
Well, confidence, interesting question. Where do I get the confidence? Well, maybe to start, just to do a little about confidence. I think it's one of those soft skills that literally everyone needs for anything. Even as a student, you need the confidence to present, as a leader, if you're going to take people through things, the least you can do is to be confident in what you're going to say. If you're going, even a spouse, to stand up to your husband if he's doing something wrong, it takes confidence. So I actually believe it's a skill everyone really needs, and I think understanding that you actually need it is a good step to getting out of your comfort zone to go and harness it and have it. So where do I get my confidence? I don't know. Has it
always been like that, like from way back childhood?
I'm not sure if it has always been from childhood, but I think for the most part of what I remember, I've always wanted to be different, but different in a good way. And for my dad, who happens to be, I think, my idol. If you know me, you know one person I literally talk about so much is my dad. My dad did this. My dad said this. I love my dad so much. And for my dad, growing up, I think he always nudged me out of my comfort zone. Calmly and gently, but get out. And I remember my dad is a preacher. So for most of the time when he would be going to preach somewhere, or he's going to evangelism, and he's a teacher by profession. So I would as well as like his handbag, yeah, and probably if he's going on the pulpit, he says, "And my daughter, Gaggy, where are you?" So you have to come to the pulpit and speak like to probably like hundreds of people, and you have to. And he liked me singing. Guys, I like to sing, but I'm not gifted. But I used to sing, so I had to get this microphone and sing to hundreds of people or dance to hundreds of people. So this confidence thing is something I was introduced to early enough. Okay, I don't know how he did it, but he made me believe I'm not average.
Okay.
And I never liked the idea of being average. So if I'm in a place, I always want to get the chance and opportunity to stand out. So if there's an opportunity for me to stand out, to speak the best way, to invite guests to what, even in school, I always look up those opportunities. So I think these things, in a way, nurtured me to like the idea of, because I mean, you can't do all these things if you're not being confident. So it was not an option for me. It's something I had to venture into.
You know, Maggie, like for the times that I've met, she has been that girl who speaks out. Like,
Thank you.
she's so confident. Like, remember the time we met, like at band, like it's a program we met. I met you actually through that program.
Yeah.
And Maggie stands up. She had just come like for like one day. I should already grasped the concept. She stood up and in fact, she was elected immediately the leader. And then come like, wow, this girl has some confidence. And as we are women, we have very many things we want to do.
Yeah.
Like there are very many projects you'd want to take up. But then you need that confidence. You need to believe in yourself that actually I can do this.
Sure.
That means that confidence is a very key.
It's a crucial soft skill, really.
We really need that. Like,
it's not an option. It's something you actually need.
yeah, and it's something that she's talked about her childhood. Something that you build over time.
Sure.
Personally, like me when I was a kid, like first of all, okay, my confidence. I have a journey there, right?
Yeah.
But
We all do.
but there's this journey where we had to stand in school and let me say contest for a certain post. I remember like that day, my uncle, he's my dad. He wrote out he printed out a certain speech for me, and I'm like, I have to go and present this before the multitude of kids. I was so scared. But then the things that by the time he believed I could
do this.
do that,
You should be able to.
yeah. So we went, and of course I give you the microphone, and like, my name is this, and I'm like, wow. So that was like the beginning of my
your journey.
Yeah, and it really took a lot of confidence to stand before the school and talk out what you want to do, what you're actually going to do for people. You're even not sure you're going to do those.
Why giving them sweets?
And no, we didn't give us. My school was not allowing. It was. I saw more
Those
sweets
kids
in
missed.
sweets were more at campus. High school, no, we never had those privileges of getting logistics. But anyway, so that was like my first encounter to stand before people and believe in myself that actually I can do something. I can do this, yeah. And with time it grows. So that means confidence is something that you're not just born
It's not a
with.
one day
Yeah,
thing.
it's not a one day thing. You
It's
don't just
something you cumulatively work on.
Yeah.
And you build on.
Yeah, and I talked about women standing
Positions.
in positions, great positions. People, you stand in a boardroom and you have to pull out a certain project, and people have to buy it. But you need, first of all, confidence. You need to believe that actually I can do this. Yeah. So what are those things that you'd encourage one of our listeners, like how can they build their confidence? Like how can one build their confidence with time?
I think first of all, like I said before, first acknowledge that you need this thing. And it's not want that you are different. You need it.
Yes.
If you want to achieve anything, if you'd like to stand out, you have to acknowledge I need this thing. And now if it becomes a need, you realize I can't do without this. I need to go out and get it.
Yes.
So that's a very first step. Fall in love with the concept and be willing to go out and get it. Two, I think this is another thing that which probably should be obvious. Put yourself out there. If you say you want to learn to be a better speaker, more confident speaker, in case there's a chance at maybe a family birthday, pledge to be that MC at home. Yeah?
Yes.
Before you know it, can actually now host maybe your friend's wedding, maybe
or even actually a graduation
party.
Yeah.
Before you know it, maybe at a college event you can now MC and before I've been the major MC for my college,
Wow.
for college events for the department actually of petroleum and geology studies. I've been the biggest MC. Like all college events, I'll be like Maggie, and they're not even paying me, but I actually love the idea.
Yeah.
So I'll always be the MC. You guys in Babanja, give me tips because I really. But you see, I love the idea. They always true. Because I remember the first time they told me, Maggie, you're going to MC a college event, and now our college, guys, it's a petroleum department. So the people who are coming for these events are like people up there, minister for this or the ED or petroleum authority. Like these are very prestigious people. And sometimes you'll be thinking, am I good enough?
Yeah.
To
That
speak
thought
before
always
these
comes.
people? Like the power is here. Like am I idiot?
Yeah.
But then I realized if I'm going to ever be able to, because my area of study is oil and gas. If I'm ever going to be able to pitch to ministers and always, I should be able to speak to these people already.
Yes.
So I accept the platform and I will take it up. So put yourself out there. But I also think one mistake that people actually make as far as confidence is concerned is assuming you must know everything.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a big mistake. And actually now, when you realize you actually now don't know, you start panicking and you start shaking. I think I didn't say it the right way. Accept yourself for who you are. I actually think one thing that personally helps me to be confident is my ability to ask questions.
Okay.
I ask and ask and ask. Even my classmates know. I'm that person who asks questions. And if I don't understand, but now people assume if you should come off that you know.
Like you should speak the right thing,
Yeah.
like the right way, like it should be the right
Assume that in class you've understood everything. Now the problem is the next time someone asks you that question, you'll be shaking because you don't have the answer. Now that you let the privilege of understanding early enough slip you by, and now you have to start forging.
Because there's some
how to-
research, like you must have done some background knowledge immediately, like you can't.
Yet you actually had a chance to ask that question from probably the expert. So, first of all, put it in your head. You don't have to know everything, and it's okay not to know.
Yes.
There's that thing that they say that he who knows is a fool. You heard about those things? I actually think even Bobby Wine sang a song about it. He who knows is a fool. He who knows not is also a fool. But he who knows knows not. Like, you know that you don't know.
No.
You are wise because you're actually going to go out and learn more. And he who knows not knows. Okay, those things are confusing. But anyway, the point is, what you don't know, be willing enough to acknowledge it and put yourself out there to learn how is it done.
Yeah.
So the next time you actually are talking about the same thing, you speak about it with confidence. You get?
Because you have learned.
Because you've learned it. But if you try to fake what you don't know, as it is, it's faking. And faking is, it's not a matter of time before you come out for who you truly are. So accept who you are for who you are. And what you don't know, be willing to ask. Yeah. If you actually, I think one of the things that people probably, if you've done public speaking before, they'll always tell you, in case you're feeling nervous, they'll tell you, acknowledge it. Guys, I'm nervous. You end up laughing about or laugh about before you know what you're actually putting in, because you're acknowledging who you are for what you are. But also, if it's now like confidence on besides like talking to people, you also need confidence in even in relationships with friends. And one person who has mastered the art of being honest with my friends and confident enough to say what I feel I need to say when I need to say it. I'm sensitive with how I bring it out. I'm very sensitive. Actually, I think it's probably one of my weaknesses. I'm so sensitive.
Like you don't want the other person to get it wrong.
Yeah. But I want my point to be home, but I always look for the most suitable way to bring it out. So even with my friends, I mastered that art, and sometimes it doesn't always go well. Of course, some people will take it badly. But people, at the end of the day, if someone knows your points, where you're coming from, your intentions are
Your
clear,
heart is like,
and my heart is really clear because I'm actually concerned. If they are really, I won't say smart enough, but if they are mature enough, they will appreciate it. So basically, that's it.
Thank you so much, Maggie. And okay, to bring in a little bit of concept, I believe that, like, we have so many dreams, like we aspire to do so many things, but I feel like the first step on everything, you have to be brave. You have to be brave to believe that actually I can achieve this. I mean, it's something that we need for life. We need it. Like if you have dreams, if you want to achieve anything in life, you have to believe actually that. And scripture says that the righteous as bold as a lion. that scripture like just speaks to me. Like every time I try to share, I'm like
I'm righteous.
like,
There is righteousness of God,
yeah.
so I have to be like a lion.
like like the thing is this. I always like you can be like, oh, that's meant for someone else. Like someone can do that. I always like you can be like, okay, someone else can do it better, or someone. But then I'm like, when will I do it? When will I? Yeah, when will I get that
opportunity, that
yeah,
platform
to do it?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so your confidence, your courage, you need courage. You're being brave.
Actually, I don't think you can separate the concept of bravery from confidence.
Yeah, you can't.
You
Yeah.
can't.
And you need it. Like it's something that we need, all of us, as women, as people. We need it like to bring out what we really have inside of us, like to bring out who we are.
Yeah, actually, it just reminded me of me and my class. So in my class, so I've literally, my classmates have always counted on my confidence to get things done. I just remember there are incidents of an exam. So this lecturer told us, actually it's been twice.
Okay.
So the lecturer tells us, not like those course tests. So he tells us that you're meant to, for the first test, I'm going to set you somewhere.
Okay.
Like maybe page 185, then maybe test 2 shall do the other part.
Okay.
So we all read, hey guys, I don't know if you know campus, like you read and crap 165 pages. And then we went for the paper, and the gentleman brought things past
what he had said.
And now for me, I was in the paper and I was now wondering, like, is it just me? Because that one was writing, and I think, what are they writing? Because this is clearly not what I read. And you know, it just hit me later that actually they were
Just finding out.
they are just. And I was thinking. So I put up my hand.
In the paper.
So I put up my hand and I call the lecturer and I tell him I actually have an issue. I was informed that the test would run from here
to this part.
But what I'm seeing is clearly not in what I was told, and I'm wondering, what do I do from here? So the whole class was like everyone was looking at me, but I was thinking, I'm not doing what I don't know, because that's what I was told.
Because I was put a certain place, like he limited you, so
you gave So I told him, and he laughed, and he said, "Are you sure that's what I said?" So that's when he asked the class, did I tell you to read? So we're like, yes! And so he was wondering, what were you writing? So it's like, okay, so he worked on it.
Wow.
And okay, it always happens.
It was a brave move, like, you know, like in a class of I don't know how many.
Yeah.
You have to stand out. Wow.
Because that's what I don't know. It cost me nothing. I'm still like, I'm going to be beaten. I mean, that's what you told me. You gave us your word.
Yeah.
And then it happened again actually last semester. This time it was literally a similar thing. And it happened again. And still now this time, because usually it happens again. It usually happens. But when it happens, people usually at least look at me like, but this time no one was looking at me. So I was thinking, I think this time I'm alone.
Yeah.
Probably I missed a memo. Probably it was communicated and probably
Revised.
and probably I'm the only one, because no one was looking at me this time around. So again, I was thinking, still probably missed the communication, but it's only fair. So I call that guy again and I tell him, so I think I missed the communication, but blah blah blah. So it's like, what? So that's when he asked the class again, everyone's like, yes. And I'm thinking, you people, like you're going to, it's your final semester, you're going to allow yourselves to fail because you cannot put up your hand and ask. It's as a matter of asking. And if that lecturer had told me just do that, I would still go on and do it. But it's not like he was going to beat me or anything. So that's when he negotiated with our class and they gave us different questions. So my point is, the thing about confidence, it's not just a want, it's not just something that is fancy. It's something that you need, because I assure you, if I wasn't in that class, and probably I didn't put up that hand, these people, my classmates, who are going to, I don't know, whatever they are going to do,
just succumb into the situation
and they probably fidget
paid
and they end up failing
for something that they didn't even actually were not supposed to fail for.
Yeah, because they were actually, the lecturer told us, the first 6 lectures, and now he probably brought like the 9th lecture, the 10th lecture, you get? So I think just put it in that confidence is a tool. It's a tool you actually need to defend yourself, to help yourself navigate through life, because that is just life.
What you actually
to speak out for what
I think
you
that something is true and it's applicable. You can speak out for it.
Yeah.
So we see that we need confidence in different spheres of our lives. Mainly to stand up for what we believe is right? So like Maggie, she stood up in that class because the lecturer had given them the word, like she had given them a limit. So he had to stand by his word, but she was confident enough to speak out. So you need confidence in all spheres of life, like even at your workplace. You need to speak out for yourself. If the boss is not treating you well, like, it's your right.
Yeah. I think what you also need to know that it's not like confidence is a very desirable thing, but it's not like it doesn't come with consequences.
Yeah.
So you need to know to know that there will be probably be attacked. You'll be called a goodie. If you've been in school, like where they call you goodies, like you're too much.
Yeah.
Actually, I think in school it's very much, especially when people, you know how in school they normalize mediocrity.
Yeah.
Like the people who just go to class and come out, people who never speak, who never run for maybe leadership, like that. You know, so if you stand out, you'll be like you're too much. So all those things will come. But I think knowing that you're actually investing in a skill, that will pay off way more than even the big peer friends you're having. I think is important. Even that you talk about the workplace. At the workplace, probably your boss may not like your energy, like you're too much, you don't take my job. It will happen. So I think you just need to know what the skill I'm investing in isn't probably going to come off as the easiest thing for to take off. But it's worth investing in. I think one other thing is people sometimes confuse confidence for meanness. People think being mean, like using, I don't know, belittling other people is confidence, and that's meanness. And it's totally different, and I wouldn't encourage anyone to do it. Like, they might look similar, like if it was a car, maybe they're all red, but there are different shades of red. One is bright red, one is dull red. So don't be mean. But like I said, that person who's very sensitive. And if let's imagine a friend talk to me badly. There are many ways to react to that. There's one way which might all look confident, shouting back at them, putting them in their place, or telling them, hey, I don't like the way you speak to me, and I would suggest that next time you would like to say something to me, speak to me as a human. Those are people who have put their point at home, but one chose to shout or embarrass. The other chose to
Speak out,
speak their mind and put their point across without having to use the same trick. So the two are different. So choose confidence, don't choose meanness.
And thank you so much. So your confidence matters, and you can build it, like it grows with time. But one thing we have seen that's an attribute you need in life, to pull out the things that you want to do, to speak out for yourself, and also for you to achieve anything in life, you need it. First of all, you need it in yourself. So thank you so much. It has been, we're so grateful, Margie, for having hosted you. And
is mine.
Anyway, so thank you so much for watching the video until the end. Please do subscribe if you have not yet subscribed yet, and like the video and give it a thumbs up. It means a lot to the channel.
And share with your friends. This is very important information.
Everyone needs confidence. Everyone needs confidence. And so thank you so much.
Bye.